Welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh alongside Gene Collier. And if you need a roof, make sure you call Ireland Contracting. They're the best in the business, right, Gene?
Everybody needs a roof.
Yes, you're right about that. 1-800-NEW-ROOF is their number one in Pittsburgh. So give them a call if you need anything. Even if you need something other than a roof. They do everything, Gene, right?
They do. Gutters,
siding,
dog grooming,
windows, doors, anything you need. Give them a call, 1-800-NEW-ROOF. Give us a call right now on the Borders and Borders hotline, 412-575-2600. We've gotten some, here. Ron Brown just tweeted me, referred to him as 26 only. You know, the guy that we're not officially not gonna talk about anymore. And Mike has a good question. Mike R8771, obviously a Pens fan, and Mike just tweeted me, "Hey Rich, do you like the Pirates deal? This was a huge. They got the shortstop of the future back." I don't know if he's a shortstop of the future, but I think this was a good move. You know how the buck goes. They try to find those bargains and see what they can do. They traded two guys that I think would never fit in here. Jordan Luplow, Max Moroff, and they got a guy that potentially could be a starter middle infielder, whether it's for Jordy Mercer or Josh Harrison.
Eric Gonzalez played in 80 games or 81 games for, where did he go?
Indians.
Indians, right. And, you know, he can be useful at a number of different positions, so that's good to have, especially if you're not going to have Jordy Mercer and Josh Harrison. You need people to play there. And, you know, he's shown that he can play a little bit at the major league level, so that's fine. And, you know, the other four people involved in the trade are really marginal players. It's neither here nor there.
Yeah, a couple minor league pitchers the Buccos got, so it was a 5-player deal. Yeah, I don't think the Pirates gave up anything, and if you're going to gamble on a guy like Eric Gonzalez, he's supposed to be pretty athletic, but we'll eventually see him next year. So
yeah, won't sell a lot of tickets.
Yeah, it's not going to sell any tickets. You're not getting Bryce Harper here, but at least the Pirates are doing something, and it's encouraging. I would like to see them do more, obviously, in the offseason, something that they didn't do. Just do something, right, Gene?
Yeah. I mean, they need somebody at bat in the middle of the order. You can always use another starting pitcher.
Might need an outfielder, and that guy could be the middle of the order bat, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Mike in Altoona. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Rich.
Hey, thanks for calling, man.
Hey.
Gene, I'd like to preface my remarks with an apology. I hope you accept it.
Absolutely.
There's a guy that just left town that quit on the Steelers and also quit on the city. And I know you should be careful what you wish for, but I would wish that guy would get traded in the division so that our guys have 2 shots a year at him. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want him traded in the division. I guess it would be good for one game, Gene, but, you know, I think they just want him out of their lives. And, you know, that guy, that number 26 guy.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be a trade. It's probably just going to be a free agent thing. And then he'll go to a really desperate team that isn't thinking very clearly. There are 2 of those in the division, the Bengals and the Browns. So, yeah, he could end up there. I don't think the Steeler players, though, are interested in, you know, getting a shot at Le'Veon Bell. I don't think they think in those terms.
Well, in fact, the Steelers players are interested in stuff that was in Le'Veon Bell's locker today.
So I read.
They raided his locker. Bud Dupree got a couple pair of shoes.
Was he the same size?
I guess. He was wearing them. So, yeah, his locker is officially cleaned out over at Steelers headquarters on the south side. All right, let's go back out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Waylon out in Washington. What's up, Waylon?
Hi, guys. Hi, Rich.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Yes, hi, Gene.
Hey.
Hey, another major. It's just you know, Steelers going down to Jacksonville. You know, Jacksonville's got a hell of a defense, and I'm just thinking, you know, maybe 2 tight ends or maybe Nicks in the backfield. You know, if they keep Ben clean, I mean, we got this. What do you think?
Well, you know what's interesting? Jacksonville doesn't have the greatest record right now. They're struggling, only 3 wins. And one thing that Ben pointed out, which, you know, it made me think about it, and he was correct. He talked about they have a first-place schedule, so they're playing first-place teams.
Sure.
And that doesn't their record doesn't mean that they're a bad team.
No, they've been a real disappointment on defense in particular, but it strikes me that the last time I heard that particular phone call, we got this phone call against Jacksonville was the night before Jacksonville beat them in the playoffs, so be careful.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I think I guarantee to win.
I believe you did.
Yeah, I guarantee. I guarantee to win against Jacksonville. I lost a couple bets on that one. We're going to go out to Bill out in Castle Shannon. Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling, man.
Yeah, I just want to say that I think Connor and Ben are doing a wonderful job, and I think Jesse James doing a wonderful job, and I think Antonio Brown's doing a great job, and the Steelers are going to go down and they're going to kick their ass in Sunday.
Well, we'll find out what's going to happen on Sunday, but I'll tell you who's doing a great job, the entire offensive line. Some of those holes James Conner is getting compared to some of the other good backs in the NFL. Look at Ezekiel Elliott, what he has to run through, and some of these other guys. I mean, Conner, that offensive line is just tearing it up for him.
Yeah, they've been outstanding, and there was really no reason to think that they wouldn't be, except that they've had to go to their depth, and those guys have played really well too. B.J. Finney for a game or two for Ramon Foster, and Matt Filer really has made 4 starts now, I'm pretty sure, for Marcus Gilbert. They've won all 4 of those games, and they won the game that Matt Filer started last year, so they're 5-0 with him at the right tackle. And, you know, most of that credit, you know, after obviously the players goes to Mike Munchak. He's just done a tremendous job with them.
And I might be wrong here, but maybe they're a little more motivated, and maybe they're playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder after this whole Le'Veon Bell ordeal, proving that they can do it without Le'Veon Bell. But, you know, they're professionals. They're always going to play their best, but you never know. This is some added motivation, what's going on right now. All right, give us a call, 412-575-2600 is your number. We got time for a few more calls. We'll be back in a couple minutes.